your kids are playing with more confidence because of what happened last night, down by 11 at halftime against a good Waubun team, and having the tenacity to say, hey, that's okay, we still have time, we still have points to score.
Well, I'm just proud because it shows we have composure and we're not going to get rattled. We're going to find a way, and that's what last night told me. So kids are ready. We're going to find a way to get it done.
We'll go over in our Gross Studios keys of the game. But one thing that you wanted your horses to step up. One of those guys is number 10, Andrew Passanante. How important is it for that guy to get going?
He's got to get going. That foul line jump shot or that penetration from that high post area, he's got to put the ball in the hole. He's a very good pull-up jump shooter. Double digits would be nice tonight.
One thing he's had the football career going over to Morehead State. Does he have to be your floor leader today like he was in calling the plays for the Nugget football team?
Absolutely. Our leadership with him and DJ has just really stepped forward and become more vocal and assertive, and so those guys are going to really have to lead.
One other guy, the bigger guy, number 50, Andy Cox. He had a good game rebounding last night. Took Lincoln MacArthur off his game a little bit with the boards and stuff. Also contributed on the score page. How important is it for Andy Cox to get off going?
Well, that just gives us a foundation. If we're not shooting well, it's nice to have that guy inside that you can count on to pull you through that dry spell. So he's the foundation, and then the perimeter shooting, if we get that good inside play, comes a lot easier.
One final thing, Steve. How important or how much can you guys take from the tough HOL conference that you guys come from? Every night you guys go to Glendon, you go wherever, Frazee. It's always a tough game. Does that prepare you guys for here for prime time?
Absolutely, especially defensively. Dave Cressup should be congratulated on a tremendous year. Bob Torgerson came in and just did a tremendous job. Right on down the line, Todd Henderson. You can go top to bottom. We have some wonderful coaches in the Heart of Lakes, and we feel like that's what's gotten us to this point.
Steve, best of luck to you. Go get those guys ready.
Thank you.
Steve Paschy, Hawley Nugget coach. They haven't been to state for 13 years, Steve. We'll see if they can get there tonight. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Dan. You know that they want it the way the guys have played, and they haven't made any secrets about that. They know it's been a while, and they'd like to get the Nugget fans back down to state sometime soon. One other note we can pass along, we now know who Staples Motley will play in round one of the state WDAY basketball tournament. International Falls beat Pine River tonight. So it'll be the Cardinals taking on International Falls in the state WDAY quarterfinals. Well, Coach White says of his Laporte Wildcats that we have won the Longbow Conference this past year, and he's actually looking to get out of the conference. He says we'd like to get in a little bit more competitive league. The folks in Nevis and Hill City and the Bug School might be just fine with them leaving the conference and heading somewhere else. And Dan Ashworth has made his way over now, and he's standing by with Joel White. Dan, take it away.
Thanks, Steve. Joel White here for Laporte. Coach, we haven't seen you all season. People here in the Fargo-Moorhead, up and down the Red River Valley, not too sure what this Wildcat team is all about. In a nutshell, what's your team been like this season?
Oh, we've had a good season. We got one big kid that's an excellent ball player. Our offense is kind of based around him. We have two other seniors, both that score in double figures. They're kind of our nucleus of our team. We're a good defensive team, good rebounding team. So that's our strengths.
One thing, looking at the bracket, Laporte has not played for a while. When was your last game to get into the section final?
We played last Saturday night and beat Cass Lake in double overtime. That was our last game.
Was it nice with all the rush and the conference and all that stuff? Was it nice to kind of take a couple of days off, relax, get the guys' legs back a little bit, or would you rather have the hard road like some of these other teams have had?
I kind of would have rather played like Tuesday. It's been kind of a long week. The kids have had enough practice. They want the game.
You say one of the strongholds of this team is your Wildcat seed number 42, Justin Bessler. How important is he tonight for the Wildcat?
He's very important. We can't have him in foul trouble because he's excellent on both ends of the floor. He alters a lot of shots on defense. He's our best rebounder. He's our leading scorer. We can't have him in foul trouble.
Now, if you see Justin Bessler, then you see another Bessler, and you see another Bessler, and another Bessler. What is the connection between the Bessler families?
Well, two of them are brothers, and the rest of them are cousins. So.
Do you ever find it in the huddle you don't know what Bessler you want to talk to?
Oh, once in a while, I guess, but usually it's always I got to talk to JD first.
Coach, one thing that you stressed with us earlier is your defense. Your team is averaged or held teams so below 50 points a game, 51, 52. How important is that against a Nugget team that kind of likes to get up and down the floor?
Very important. We don't want to get into a 70, 80 point game because that isn't our style. You know, we can score points, but we'd rather have a 60-point game somewhere in there. You know, we win them games when we score in the 60s.
About an hour and a half ago, a lot of these fans from Laporte made their way down. This has to be special for not only the basketball team, but the community of Laporte as well.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, no team from Laporte in basketball has ever went to state, and they're all hoping for that tonight, I'm sure of that. So,
does that put extra pressure on your kids knowing that they're the front runners, or they're the forefathers in making some basketball history, or is it just a fun and games and let's have fun and let's make some history as we go along?
I think it's fun and games. I think they want to win, you know, there's no doubt about that, but we've had a good season. Like I told them, if we just come out, if we play a good game and lose, I'm sure all the fans, and I'll be happy with that. And I said, you have nothing to hang your heads about.
Joel, real quickly, what is something that you've seen, maybe looking at the Nuggets on tape, that concerns you, and something that you need to maybe deal with right away in the game?
Well, they got really good balance. All their kids can score, all 5 players. They're probably a quicker team than we are. You know, their guards and stuff are bigger. That's kind of my biggest concern, is not to get in a running game with them, you know. And I know they play excellent defense too. We played them earlier in the year, and they're a good defensive man-to-man team. So,
well, Coach, it was great to get to know you, kind of know your team, and we'll watch for the next 32 minutes. The winner is going to say, Joel White, thanks for your time. We are just moments away from the 6A finals. The winner goes to state for both teams. It's been a long, long time. You have to come back to see who will be going to state. We'll have that and much, much more coming up later.
It's March Madness Markdown at Cliff Loberg Ford of Wapaton.
Cliff Loberg Ford has great deals on every used car and truck in stock. Score with 1999 Ford Explorer 4x4s priced to sell at $23,995. Ford Windstar start at only $16,995. And right now you can score extra points with our low 5.9 interest rate.
You'll always score big savings at Cliff Loberg Ford of Wapaton.
1688 210 Drive in Wapaton, or online at clifflobergford.com.
So I told my boss, I like my job, but if I have to keep listening to that boring radio station, I'm going to have to give my notice. Guess what we listen to now?
Light Rock 105, Fargo Moorhead's best upbeat variety.
This wild night, it's cold. Nothing's right on top.
Light Rock 105, perfect at work.
Maybe next I'll try for a raise.
It's a look back at the past and a chance to find out what's new in the lives of some of the best-known sports figures in the Red River Valley. Every Wednesday night, the WDAY sports team will pick a sports hero from the past and bring you up to date on what they did to amaze us then and what they're doing now. Names and faces we won't soon forget, back in the spotlight every Wednesday night in Where Are They Now on WDAY Sports.
Where Are They Now is brought to you by Harold's Car Clean.
Next ET, the never-before-seen Jean Benet baby pictures from the pages of the Ramsey's new book. Then, more secrets from Spin City's emotional season-ending episode as Michael J. Fox's dad from Family Ties makes a special appearance. Plus, ET is there as Regis' second $1 million winner hits the Vegas Strip with his loot.
Thank you, Regis.
And we're in the studio for the new Shaft movie. Next ET.
Monday night at 6:30 on WDAY.
The Grovers get a shot at the state title game tonight at 10. It's been 13 years since the Hawley Nuggets have won it all on primetime Minnesota basketball. Tonight, Steve Pashy and this new band of Nuggets look to make their mark on the new millennium. Could 13 be the lucky number for Hawley? Standing in the way, the Laporte Wildcats. A shot at more hardware and a berth in the state tournament coming up next. The drama began last November in quiet gyms where characters learned their lines and studied for the big performances they hoped would come. Now it's mid-March. They know their roles like the back of their hands. The dress rehearsals are done. Hawley and Laporte are taking center stage under the Section 6 spotlight. Now playing the Nuggets and the Wildcats. Welcome back to Memorial Hall, everyone. Steve Hallstrom, Rex Haugen, and Dan Ashworth with you for the Section 6A championship game between the Hawley Nuggets and the Laporte Wildcats. Laporte has never been to the state tournament. They're trying to change all that tonight. The Hawley Nuggets were there back in 1959 and again in 1987. Rex Haugen, what's it going to take for the Nuggets to make another trip back in the year 2000?
Well, you know, they won a tough game last night. I wasn't too impressed with their play against Barnesville. I don't think that, all in all, the word is that they've played up to their potential for whatever reason. But so tonight, I guess, more than anything else, they're going to have to get mentally tough to handle everything that a championship game throws at you. And I'm not so sure they've proved that yet. I know they've got a lot of talent. I like the way they play. They play good defense. It was great last night. They've got a big guy to contend with when they go against Laporte, that big Bessler kid on the inside. So it's going to be a heck of a job.
Well, there is probably going to be a contrast in styles here tonight. The Hawley Nuggets would like to push the tempo and would like to have a high-scoring game. And Coach Joel White says, not us. We like the half-court set, a conservative offense, find a good look, and then go with it. For more on tonight's game, let's get a little preview as Dan Ashworth is standing by for our Grow Studio keys to the game. Dan? Okay, it looks like Dan is still working on getting over to his spot, so we'll take it here for another minute or so. As we mentioned, the Hawley Nuggets are 16-9 this season. The Laporte Wildcats 21-4. And I believe that Dan Ashworth is resuming the position or assuming the position. And Dan, let's send it over to you.
Thanks, Steve. Well, we're going to look at the Grow Studios keys to the game for our last game, the 6A finals. For the Hawley Nuggets and Steve Pash, we talked about it a little bit between the games. He wants to attack the zone. Move the ball around and look for those open looks and those quick buckets to move this team and get them off to a quick start. Also rebound, Laporte is very big, as you can see during their pregame warm-up, and they need to get a body on the Wildcats. Number 3, they need the horses to step up. The horses are Cox, Passanante, Butler, Baker, and Carlson. If you can get those guys out running, it should be good news for the Nuggets. For Laporte and Joel White, they're looking to be the first team in Laporte history to go to state. Everyone's favorite, they want to rebound better. They got big size, so they should be able to clean the glass very well tonight. Also, continue to play solid defense. As Coach said, they hold the teams less than 52 points a game, and they want to stay out of foul trouble. Don't give Hawley any easy fouls, and also don't send Hawley to the free throw line. Those are your Grow Studios keys to the game. We'll see how they go throughout the rest of the game. We'll go back now to Steve and Rex.
Thanks very much, Dan. The Hawley Nuggets play in the very tough Heart of Lakes Conference. They finished 3rd in the league this year, behind Dilworth, Glendon, Felton, and Perham. The Laporte Wildcats won the Longbow Conference this season. Hawley comes in 17-9, 21-4 for the Wildcats. Both teams in the 60s, averaging points-wise for the game. And Steve Paschke says we'd like to see ourselves up around 66 a game this time around. Both teams holding their opponents to about, well, low 50s a game. Both teams pretty solid from the floor. The Nuggets up around 50%. The Cats in at 45. And from the free throw line, the Nuggets with the slight advantage there and a definite advantage in the three-point field goal shooting category. Joel White says our game is not launching up the long jumpers. We want to work it inside. Their big gun is Justin Bessler. And if you have not seen him before, and most of us have not, we are in for a treat tonight. He is averaging 22 points a game, 15.5 rebounds a game. When you've got a guy like that, Rex, inside, that lets you do a lot of things, and it makes you pretty smart as a coach sometimes, too.
Absolutely. All you got to do is tell your guard, now you dribble down to here, and then you pass it into there.
That's right.
And then you shoot it. So that means that I would assume that Cox is going to have his handful tonight. He's the guy that's going to have to figure out how to help stop that guy, and I would suspect Bobby Hawley's going to drop somebody down on him. We'll see how that develops, but if he lives up to his pregame stats, this must be a pretty good player, because I have not seen him. Hawley is probably a little more balanced type team, evidently, and they are playing pretty good, so hopefully both teams play well, and we'll have a heck of a game.
If there has been one criticism of the Hawley Nuggets this season, it is that at times they have not played very intense. It almost seems like some games have not interested them. But we have not seen that in the last 10 games or so. As we mentioned, they've had 6 straight wins, and the Hawley Nuggets are playing as well as anybody in the section right now, as evidenced by their appearance here at Memorial Hall tonight.
Well, if a section championship game and a right to the state tournament doesn't get you interested, then there's not too many things that would if you're a basketball player. So I would guess that should be out the window, and Hawley will play up to their potential.
Joel White is in his 2nd year at the helm of the Laporte program. Steve Paschy in his 6th year at Hawley.
There was a little rumbling out in the hallway that Laporte's been fighting the flu bug this past week. So whether that's true or not, we'll see in the endurance of the kids when they start playing.
Coach Joel White says he's really enjoyed this season. The guys are easy to coach, always at practice, and they have not been a problem at all. I guess when you win 21 out of 25 games, you can say that about your team. We're just about ready to meet the starters. Let's go over to public address announcer Derek Satter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The students and faculty of Concordia College proudly welcome you to the Cobber Fieldhouse for the championship game of Section 6A. Tonight's championship game has the designated visitors on the scoreboard, the Laporte Wildcats. Against the designated home team on the scoreboard, the Hawley Nuggets. Let's first meet the starting lineup for the designated visitors on the scoreboard, the Laporte Wildcats. Starting at 1 guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 22, Brent Bessler. Starting at the other guard, a 6'4" junior, number 24, Mark Bessler. Starting at 1'4", a 5'11" senior, number 20, Jared Grams. Starting at the other forward, a 6'1" senior, number 44, David Zoffman. And starting at center for the Wildcats, a 6'7" senior, number 42, Justin Bessler. The Wildcats are coached by Joel White, assisted by Chris Johansson. Let's meet the starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard, the Hawley Nuggets. Starting at 1 guard, a 6-foot senior, number 42, Jet Carlson. Starting at the other guard, a 6'1" senior, number 22, Paul Baker. Starting at 1 forward, a 6'1" senior, number 14, DJ Butler. Starting at the other forward, a 6'3" senior, number 10, Andrew Pasadante. And starting at center for the Nuggets, a 6'5" junior, number 50, Andy Cox. The Nuggets are coached by Steve Paschy, assisted by John Hendricks and Marlon Keller.
So we're just about ready to get things underway in our 6A final. Steve Paschy's Nuggets getting ready to take on Joel White's Wildcats. Our referees tonight, as assigned by the State High School League, Mark Ekron and Steve Burns. And jumping it up will be Bessler and Cox. Looking inside, the Wildcats get it inside. That's no good by Dave Zoffman, excuse me. Bessler gets the handle. It's knocked away. Here are your Peterman Seed starting lineups. Passanante and Baker at guard. Carlson and Butler at forward. Cox, the center for Steve Pasch's team. For the Wildcats, Grams and Zoffman at guard. Brent and Mark Bessler at forward. Justin Bessler at center.
2-3 zone.
Butler takes it to the baseline. A foul that time by number 22, Brent Bessler. Now let's try to sort out this Bessler deal for you. Justin number 42 and Brent number 22 are brothers. And then Mark number 24 and Dan number 12 are cousins. Mark and Dan are not brothers. And now it's turned over. Paul Baker on the baseline move, takes an extra step, and it goes back over to Laporte.
I lost you on that one.
There will be a quiz later. It would be easier if we'd be able to show pictures and diagrams and family trees. Maybe that would do it, but it wouldn't be very good television, to be quite honest. So we'll just stick to basketball
All right,
tonight.
good deal, good deal.
Bessler taking the shot at the high post. It falls in. Justin Bessler, his first 2 points of the night. It's 2-0 Laporte. Passanante has it knocked away, gets the handle. Now kicks it out to Carlson. He thinks about a three. Decides against it. Reversal back to Baker. Now Butler tries to work on the baseline. Passanante at the elbow. Dumps it out for Cox. Spins to the baseline. Lots of traffic there. Tipped around and finally knocked back into the hands of Jared Grams. Grams ahead to Dave Zoffman to the baseline. He pulls up and that's good.
Well,
It's 4-0 Laporte.
The top of that 2-3 zone for Laporte is really spread. They're just telling that guy in the middle, if you want to take it in here, go ahead. And if you're on a high post, just turn around and shoot it, because they've just spread the top really wide.
Jed Carlson with the extra step turns the ball over to Laporte. This is 20, Jared Grams setting up the offense for the Cats. 21-4 on the season. Inside, Brent Bessler wheels inside off the glass for two.
They just ran a little cross screen for him, and then he came to the high post, and they switched it, and nobody can handle that size.
Justin Bessler with the bucket. Now this attempt comes up short by Passanante.
The switch cock off from Bessler, and that gets a real bad mismatch.
Hook pass in the corner. Grams tries to get a handle. Now controlled by Brent Bessler. Now the big guy, Justin Bessler, comes out on the wing. In the corner, tipped away by Carlson. Passanante leaps for it, but it's controlled by Brent Bessler. Now Dave Zoffman trying to make the baseline move. Stepped on the line. It goes back to Hawley. 6-0. Laporte with the quick early lead. We've got 5:37 to play in the first quarter of our Section 6A final. Nice to have you with us tonight from Memorial Hall. A week full of great basketball wrapping up tonight here in the Copper Gym. Passanante inside the three-point arc, kicks to Baker. Bounce pass to Cox for the short jumper, and that's good. Butler will try to turn Dave Zoffman ahead to Justin Bessler. That'll be Mark Bessler taking the shot, and that's good. The 6'4" junior forward has two, and it's 8-2 Laporte. Now Cox wheels inside, working on the big guy. It's swatted out of bounds by Mark Bessler. It looks like early on Hawley wants to take it to the big guy.
Nice little move here, but a little bit too much height, and he got it stuffed away from the back. Good call. No call was a good call. Hawley lines up 1-4 against that zone. Try run at Passanante to the baseline. Now he's back up high. Nobody for board.
Butler with the three, rolls around and falls. Butler a 42% three-point shooter on the year, and just like that, it's 8-5 Laporte. Zoffman finds Justin Bessler, kicks it out to number 22, Brent Bessler, swatted away.
Well, they've given Passanante a pretty big job tonight. Passanante's got the big guy.
Jared Grahams from 15, that's good, and it's 10-5 Laporte. Buehler's thinking about another three. Baker will take a three. That's no good. The foul was called underneath. It looks like it'll be on Laporte, number 24. Mark Bessler picking up the foul, his first personal, first foul of the game. And we'll take a break and come back to the Cobber Fieldhouse for more of the Section 6A final.
Sea-Doo engineer.
Handles like a dolphin. Dolphin in our logo. Get it? Sea-Doo. Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. Sea-Doo, available at High 10 Sports Center, Hawley.
Did you know more people choose Napa Auto Parts time and time again? Now maybe it's Napa's competitive prices on over 200,000 quality Napa products. Or maybe it's Napa's great service from the most qualified parts professionals. Or maybe it's Napa's 70-year reputation. Whatever the reason, we thank you for making Napa Auto Parts the #1 choice.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
First National Bank of Hawley and Dilworth is your full-service hometown bank. From retirement plans to checking and savings, drive-through service, and instant cash machine, First National Bank of Hawley and Dilworth can handle your financial needs. Stop in and talk with their professionals about your personal or business financial goals and future. First National Bank of Hawley and Dilworth, where banking today is about your future.
Welcome back to Memorial Hall. At the conclusion of our second quarter, we'll have the Norwest Bank's halftime report with Dan Ashworth, recap of the first half, and take a look at some of the numbers that told the story of our first 16 minutes of play. Those of you who have tuned in to watch the ABC News program 2020 can see that program in its entirety following politically incorrect. Excuse me, that's not the idea that Bill Maher had in mind when he put that program together. It'll be Hawley basketball. They are facing a 5-point deficit as we begin play here. 3:47 to go in the first quarter. Baker, the floater, comes up short, gets it right back, goes into the lane strong and scores. It's a 10-7 Laporte lead with 3:33 to play in the first. Jared Graham's handling at the top of the offensive set. A bounce pass in. This is Mark Bessler. Jumper's up and good. He's got 4 early points. It's 12-7 Laporte.
You can't follow that cutter. You've got to lead him to the pass. Or they're going to eat you up on that one. In coach's jargon, he puppy dogged that one.
Ball tipped away out of bounds by Brent Bessler, coming over to Rex and I. We didn't have time to make a play, but Rex, I saw you were looking for an open man underneath, always ready to make a play.
I know, but it was on my left side, and I can't use my left hand. Never could.
See, you don't want to admit that stuff. You let people know. Now it's knocked out of bounds. Buehler trying to make the entry pass.
I had a tough time with my right hand, let alone my left.
Baker to trigger the inbounds play. Looking for Andy Cox.
Coming down the middle, but
Mark Bessler is 6 feet 4 inches tall, but with the arms extended, he looks like he's about 12 feet tall. A couple of players that the current jargon is to say they are long inside. Certainly Justin Bessler at 6'7", Mark Bessler at 6'4". Can give an opposing offense a lot of trouble when you got that kind of height, that kind of reach. Now Buehler inside, passing on it, a tough turnaround.
He made a nice shot over the big guy. It was kind of a line drive jumper, but it was effective.
He just barely escaped contact with the backboard on that angle. Now the nice pick and roll play inside, but the whistle on a turnover will be a traveling call. We'll give it back to Hawley. It's 12-9 Laporte. We've got 2:18 to play in our first quarter. Steve Paschy looking to bring his Nuggets to the state tournament for the first time under his tutelage. Passanante to Baker, thinks about it. Now to Butler. Shot comes up short. Justin Bessler made him think about it a little bit, and he didn't draw anything at all. Now Jared Grahams brings it back the other way for Laporte. Got a minute 47 to play in the first quarter. It's a 12-9 Laporte lead. Inside, Justin Bessler trying to go up strong. Reaching from behind. Foul will be called on DJ Butler. It'll be his first and the team's first in the first half. And 2 shots coming for big Justin Bessler. Not only is he tall, Rex, he's a pretty stocky guy too. Got some thick legs. That works well inside the post area.
Well, he's pretty strong. That 24 has got some long arms, I'll tell you, when he fully develops. Looks like he moves pretty well too. Nice touch.
He's 2 for 2 from the line, 6 points in all, and it's back to a 5-point Laporte lead. The Nuggets have been working hard to get some offense inside, Rex, but they haven't had any solutions yet.
They attack the zone by putting a guard on a high post, it looks like. They don't run any cutters, so the zone doesn't really move very much.
Shot out by Baker is no good, but nice hustle by Andy Cox. Get the Nuggets another possession. Rex, it looks like the Nuggets are standing around a little bit. Is that the design of the offense, or could they do a little better with that?
Well, they start with a guard on a high post. They've dropped him to the baseline. Then they brought another guard in. It's fairly matched up to the zone, though, so it's a little difficult. The idea, I suspect, is to get the wings a little more active so that the middle will open up.
Oh, a little half-court trap. And it results in a turnover. DJ Butler will try to force the issue. Finds Baker inside. Layup no good. Passanante rebounds. No good, and Bessler is there for the rebound.
Bessler did a good job there. He avoided the foul, made it tough for the shot, and then got the rebound, and then outletted the ball for a bucket. He understands he's got to stay in the game.
Mark Bessler inside for the bucket. It's a 16-9 Laporte lead. And the Nuggets will play for one shot with 8 seconds to play in the quarter. Baker weaves inside. Bounce pass is fruitful, but it's too late. The first quarter clock expires, and the Wildcat faithful are on their feet. They've got a 7-point lead after one.
My dream is to have a horse and win a race.
Vern Halter knows dreams. His is to win the Iditarod Trail sled dog race. Each year, Norwest sponsors Vern's tour of schools across the region. In gymnasiums large and small, he shares his dream with thousands of students, and they share their dreams with him.
I want to score the goal to win the World Cup.
At Norwest, we believe the only thing more important than having a dream is helping to make one come true.
A time for us, someday there'll be, when chains are torn by courage born of a love that's free. A time when dreams so long denied.
Only Pella Windows offers the Between the Glass feature, which keeps your shades protected from dust, dirt, and other unwanted elements. Pella, viewed to be the best.
Waldrog and Gift Shop in Hawley has it all. They're Hawley's general store on the corner of 6th and Main. Waldrog has home and health items, photo processing, prescription services, a gift shop, and even a restaurant. Why go a long way to do your shopping when Waldrog has everything you're looking for? In town or on your way to the lakes. And remember, Waldrog is your Value Right pharmacy in Hawley.
Are you looking for the pickup of the day? You can pick out a date or the snow in your state. Pick a cartoon from July to June. You can pick out a house or pick out a mouse. You can pick out a car or look for a star. You can pick out a show or save yourself dough. You can pick out some deals or pick out some wheels. There's only one source that can do it this way. Just pick up the form at newsstands today. Because when you pick up, we deliver every day.
Coming up after our game is decided here from Memorial Hall. Hope you'll stay with us for the selection of our Norwest Banks Player of the Game. 16-9 Laporte with a lead as we begin playing this second half. Rex, it looked like the later part of the first quarter, Hawley was able to drive a little bit against that zone and free up some opportunities. Is that kind of where they need to head back?
Well, I think so. They've got to have a little more movement than they have got in it. That 4 for 13 doesn't look too good.
Laporte had a number of high percentage shots, and that translates into high percentages on the stat sheet.
Well, Laporte really spreads the top of that thing, so I'm surprised maybe, although it's not seemed to be in Hawley's zone attack, to step a guy right up at the top of the circle. But if you can get it there, that's not too bad.
Butler connects from the elbow. It's 16-11 Laporte.
A little 1-2-1 trap here. Back into a 2-3 zone now. So now we'll see what Laporte does.
Same 5 for each team to start the second quarter. Nice hook pass inside to Justin Bessler.
A little different philosophy on their attack. They're swinging somebody on the baseline and making that wing drop a little bit. And then they were able to get, either they forgot to or they're not fronting the big guy, and he got a pretty good open look.
Rex, all of Laporte's shots are coming from about 5 feet in this game.
You should be able to score there then. That would be a real difficult analysis, isn't it? Oh. Tough.
Going up strong is Butler, but it's knocked away. Justin Bessler with the rebound.
Good
bounce pass underneath. Zotzman can't control, though, and it's lost out of bounds.
Pretty good pass. He said, the boy that threw it said it wasn't very good, but it wasn't that bad. That pass could have been handled.
Laporte with 5 turnovers, Hawley with 3 early in this game. We mentioned in our last game about the Staples Motley team, kind of pointing toward this as might be their year, with a number of seniors in key roles. Both of these teams would fit that description as well. Laporte starts 3 seniors, Hawley starts 4.
The big guy's playing it fairly smart underneath there. He's blocking shots and still not drawing fouls. Hawley got the ball on the baseline, and I think that's pretty good.
Grams dishes off to Mark Bessler and rims around and drops.
Nice touch. In the first game, Crookston couldn't get one of those rolls at all.
Just like that, it's a 9-point Wildcat lead, and Steve Paschy says we need 20 seconds to figure this thing out.
Nice little dish. The jump shot's pretty soft. Watch it rim. Shooter's touch right there.
One of the toughest shots to make, Rex, is that baseline shot, because you don't have a lot of forgiveness with the rim or the backboard there.
Yeah, and it seems like that 8 from about 6 to 10 feet's tougher than when you're out at 15 for some reason.
One of the things that high school coaches lament often is that there aren't many players nowadays who work on those mid-range jumpers. A lot of guys like to stand out.
They all want the 3.
Behind the arc or take it to the glass. This is Passanante, too strong. Rebound by Brent Bessler. You get the idea that Laporte is changing a lot of shots right now, Rex.
The big guy is doing a good job, and so's the junior out there. Junior Bessler is on the same side.
Grams drops it off to Brent Bessler. Now Grams tries, that kicks away. And over on the far corner, Mark Bessler saves it in bounds, and it results in a basket, maybe 3.
They're just flat out out-hustling them to the ball, and as soon as they got the ball, they're anticipating where their teammate's going to be. There was nothing fancy about that. He hustled to the ball, found the open man before Hawley could recover. That was a pretty soft shot, too.
Laporte is getting easy look after easy look on their half-court set, and the Hawley Nuggets are working and working and working just to get a mid-range or an outside jump shot. The defenses on either end have been the story of this first half, and it's now 22-11 in favor of Laporte. Rex, you get the idea that we might be looking at something similar to our first game. The Hawley needs to find a way to stay close and keep this thing a ball game.
Well, you got to kill runs if you can. Coach tried to kill one there with the 20-second timeout.
Jed Carlson took it to the lane, and he got whacked in the head. And he's counting stars right now. The Hawley fans, of course, wondering how the officials could have missed such an obvious foul call.
I don't know if it was a foul on the shot or not. He got kind of hit in the eye. Just kind of just something that happens. I don't know if you'd classify that as a foul. Sure doesn't make him feel very good, though. Now Hawley's back to zone, or back to man, I mean. There comes a cross screen. Here he's posted. Hey, nice little handoff. That's a tough little play, but it's tough to defend. You get it to your post and cut behind your defender, and that nice little dump pass going to the hole right in the middle of the defense. A nice little play.
Justin Bessler now trying to work on Corey Peterson, who's just checked in. Shot up and no good. The Nuggets crash the boards hard, and Andrew Passanante comes away with a loose ball. Jess Stout in the game now for the Nuggets. Passanante kicks to Stout. Now a tough pass in the corner. Bueller, nice job to get the handle. Passanante thinks about driving. Now kicks it to Stout. Ball fake to the baseline. Jumper no good. And 44. A foul will be called on Corey Peterson for Hawley, and that's going to be the third team foul, I believe, on Hawley.
He just didn't get inside position, and he tried to nudge him out of the way there.
The second team foul, it is, and Laporte has built an 11-point second quarter lead.
Have you ever noticed the number of banks around here that have changed ownership in the past few years? It makes you wonder who you can count on anymore. You should know that there is a bank in town which is independently owned and operated and has been serving the Red River Valley's banking needs since 1892. That bank is a State Bank of Hawley, with locations in Hawley and Moorhead. Whether it's savings, checking, or a loan, do your banking with people you know, with neighbors you can count on. That's State Bank of Hawley.
Gateway Building Systems, the area's leader in commercial and ag buildings since 1961, teams up with Butler Manufacturing to bring you quality pre-engineered buildings with smart looks and rugged durability. And for special industrial specifications, Gateway delivers. Their designers, construction managers, site planners, and craftsmen will bring your project in on schedule and on budget. Gateway Building Systems, quality, integrity, dependability, diversity. Building a commitment to you.
For your next banquet, convention, or meeting, don't overlook the Doublewood Inn of Fargo for affordable pricing and top-of-the-line accommodations. A total of 14,700 square feet of flexible meeting space can accommodate groups of 12 to 1,200. The Woodland Square complex features 11-foot-high ceilings, a large dance floor, and garage door for convenient loading and unloading. The indoor pool, whirlpool, and sauna area, casino lounge, and Dakota Grill restaurant will make your stay enjoyable. Fargo's premier choice for meeting planners. The Doublewood Inn, Fargo.
Welcome back to Memorial Hall in our Section 6A championship game. Coming up in just a while tonight, we will name a Norwest Banks player of the game. And those of you who have tuned in to watch ABC's news program 2020 can see that program. Following Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher. Coming up tonight after WDAY News. The news here is that Laporte has built an 11-point second quarter lead. We've got 3:45 to play in the quarter. Inside, triple team knocked away from Justin Bessler. Now Bueller will try to push it to the goal. Tries to drop it off, it's knocked out of bounds. Let's go over to courtside reporter Dan Ashworth. Dan?
Steve, thanks. Update on Jed Carlson. It just got poked in the eye going to the lane hard. And watch maybe on this. Coach wants him to cycle around, get some quick flashes, some strong flashes, and look for the open guy.
There's an open man right there. It's Butler with the release for three. Butler, the offensive star here for Hawley. He's got 8 first-half points. It's 22-14. And Rex, I wondered if we might see a little half-court trap, and
we got a three-quarter look anyway.
Quarters, absolutely.
And Laporte didn't bring anybody to the middle, so they tried to throw it up the sideline. They were fortunate to get the ball back.
Yeah, the bad pass there.
They're going to have to be heads up.
Wildcats were bailed out that time. Baseline runner by Grams is no good. Cox is there, and Rex, that's one of the first times we've seen the Wildcats settle for an off-balance shot or a long-range jumper.
They want to be a little more patient, I think. They need to take a look for the big guy on just about every possession. That should be the first look. And he probably should have a touch, even if he doesn't put the shot up. Because if you get inside out, you're going to have better squared up outside shots. Take a look for your break if it's there, but I think that big guy needs a touch just about every time down the floor.
One of the hidden gems in Minnesota basketball, we are told. Justin Bessler doesn't play in a big town or really near a big town, so not a lot of people have heard of him. But whenever you're averaging 22 points and 15 rebounds a game, you're doing a lot of things well, and you can see he's got all the tools. Passanani tries to work inside, gets over to Corey Peterson. Justin Bessler blocks one shot, gets a part of another pass, and he is quick and he is active.
And he hustles, he's tough underneath.
Ball goes on the floor, and the Nuggets now are looking for that dump-off pass off the driving man from the wing. What a great trip down the floor by Justin Bessler.
This is the next one. Right here is a good one, right there. First one is so-so. That was a good one.
Grams pulls up just inside the arc, misses everything. Loose ball corralled by Butler, and he'll force the matter. Brings it to the lane, kicks it to Cox, works inside, and it's good.
Well, that's 2 possessions in a row, and Bessler was open down here, and they didn't give him the basketball. They didn't even look at him. They settled for a 3. And they're going to have to get back because Hawley's not going to sit on it.
It'll be a 20-second timeout. I believe Joel White wants to discuss how things are going here in the later stages of this second quarter. Rex, we saw it the other night too. The Hawley offense was slow to get going, and they're finally just starting to get things going now here late in the second quarter.
Well, they've organized their team defense, and they're switching it on keys, it looks like, and Laporte didn't adjust to that, but I guess my analysis would be that Laporte forgot about the big guy in the paint.
As you saw there, we hope you'll be able to be with us next Wednesday afternoon at 3:30 as North Dakota State women's basketball team takes on Delta State, the NCAA Division II quarterfinals. We'll be on the air with statewide coverage in North Dakota and in our Minnesota viewing area as well. The number 3 and the number 5 ranked teams in the country. Into the ball game now. This is Chris White.
Back.
The Laporte head coach.
Get it back.
Sending in Chris White. And the shot is no good. And a foul is called inside as well. The Nuggets now with a 6-point deficit can cut it to 4 or possibly 3 in this trip. Passanante, the long 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. And it is a 3-point ball game, and now the Nuggets come up with a little 3-quarter court press. They thought they got the traveling violation. Passanante now with 5 in the half. Zothman takes it to the baseline. Now he's in trouble. And the turnover, gives it to Butler. Tries the behind-the-back dribble, and it would turn out to be a bad idea.
That was the right call.
Justin Bessler grabbed control of the basketball, but the official said he had 1 foot on the line, so the over and back call is made. We've got 1:02 to play in the second quarter, and the Hawley Nuggets have a chance to tie the game with a 3, draw within 1 with a 2. Rex, where do you go on this possession? You've had some luck from the outside.
You just got to keep moving the ball. I'd take a look inside and then kick it back out. They've gone to the baseline, but that hasn't been successful. But I think you got to go there to draw the defense. Now kick it out.
Butler to Cox for the baseline short jumper. No good. Off the hands of Jess Stout, and it's knocked out of bounds. They say off Jess Stout. Laporte basketball with 38 seconds to play.
That was a good attack by Hawley. That's exactly, I think, where they could be successful. They just missed a good shot.
You'll notice that DJ Butler plays a lot on the low post set. That's not by accident. He's their power forward. Coach says he just does so many good things for us, and he plays bigger than his size.
You go for one shot here. You're either going to be down 3 if you miss, which isn't bad where you've been, or possibly draw a foul and get another point.
Bueller takes it to the baseline. Tough bounce pass, but Jess Stout is open, and he drains a long 2. 3 seconds to play. And that'll bring our first half to an end, and the Hawley Nugget fans have something to cheer about as we head to the break. 22 for Laporte, 21 for Hawley. We're halfway home to crowning a Section 6A champion. Let's go to Dan Ashworth now. He's standing by with head coach Joel White.
Steve, thanks. Joel, you guys started out, you had an 11-point lead. You guys were doing good things with your big man. A lot of good shots for everybody. Do you got to get back to that?
Got to get back to our big guy. We forced 3 shots, 2 bad shots, and a turnover. Didn't work the ball in. You know, we let them back in the game, and we shouldn't.
What kind of defensive changes do you have to get? A couple, was it just points off turnovers?
We got to get out on the shooters. They're making some threes. We got to get out there, get our hands up on them, force them to go inside.
Joel, thanks for your time and good luck. 22-21 at the half. Right now for your halftime entertainment here during the Norwest Halftime Report, it's the Hawley Nuggets. Watching the Hawley Nuggets right here on your Norwest Banks Halftime Report. We'll have much more coming up next. Stay tuned.
My dream is to be a doctor.
Vern Halter knows dreams. His is to win the Iditarod Trail sled dog race. Each year, Norwest sponsors Vern's tour of schools across the region. In gymnasiums large and small, he shares his dream with thousands of students, and they share their dreams with him.
My dream is to fix Nintendos.
At Norwest, we believe the only thing more important than having a dream is helping to make one come true.
Like the convenience of your nearby Stop and Go, the popular Stop and Go prepaid phone card is earning a reputation for super convenience, too. You may choose the amount from $5 to $20. Then wherever you are, when you need to call anywhere in the United States, just use your prepaid Stop and Go phone card. It's just that super convenient. They're available now at any of your 28 locally owned area Stop and Go's. Weather Talk, brought to you by the professional opticians of Sinkler Optical.
On March 23rd of 1910, the temperature reached 80 degrees here at the old National Weather Service office in Moorhead. That remains the earliest 80-degree temperature on record for the Red River Valley. What followed was 2 years of drought that rivaled the 1930s. Crops didn't yield if they germinated at all, and the Red River stopped flowing completely.
On Friday, March 24th, a legend of television news will sign off for the final time.
And in a career that has spanned 6 decades, Marv Bossert has become one of the most respected television journalists in the country.
WDAY TV is extending a special invitation to you, our viewers, to help us celebrate Marv's career and retirement. You're all invited to join us as we broadcast his final newscast live from the Ramada Crystal Ballroom, Friday, March 24th at 6 o'clock.
Welcome back to the Norwest Banks Halftime Report, brought to you by Norwest Banks. To the nth degree, Norwest Banks. On our AmeriCare scoreboard, it is 22 for Laporte, 21 for the Hawley Nuggets. We are through one half as 6A champion will be crowned tonight. Program reminding 2020 will come up after Politically Incorrect, which will air after the newscast. Second half coming up. More on the Norwest Halftime Report after this.
As the world stepped into the 21st century, 175 million Americans turned to Peter Jennings and ABC News. And now, as our nation enters an historic election year, America again turns to Peter Jennings and World News Tonight.
The results of this first presidential contest of the year 2000 are now very clear.
Trusted in times of crisis, confronting the tough questions, groundbreaking, innovative, leading the way. Peter Jennings. One more reason why more Americans get their news from ABC News.
Nightline with Ted Koppel, the smart choice in late night. Your direct link to the very heart of today's top stories.
Nobody at the moment believes the president's going to be convicted in a trial, and nobody believes the president is innocent.
No holds barred.
This is the sound of bedlam.
Interviews beyond compare, as only Ted Koppel can.
The Secretary of State has to do what she has to do, and who knows?
Ted Koppel has to do what he has to do.
ABC News Nightline, the only thing in late night worth talking about in the morning.
There will be a next one. One who separates himself from the pack. One who is so superior that his dominance is recognized by the unfamiliar. One who changes the game and makes it conform to his style. It could be his control, his speed, or his power. But something will call out, this is him. Because there will be a next one. There always is. The NHL on ABC.
Welcome back to Memorial Hall on the campus of Concordia College. We're halfway home in our Section 6A championship game. 22-21, Laporte leads at the half. Let's take a look at some of our numbers from the first half. The Wildcats shooting well from the field. 3-pointers in favor of the Hawley Nuggets, and Hawley 4 short on the rebounding edge. 10-4 is the turnover advantage in favor of Hawley at this point. The leading scorer for Hawley, DJ Butler with 8 points. The leading scorer for Laporte, Mark and Justin Bessler each with 8. We'll be back with more on the Norwest Bank halftime report after this.
Born free as the wind blows.
Some things were just meant to be free, like Norwest Free Checking. Now even better. Norwest and Wells Fargo have teamed up to bring you a free credit card with overdraft protection and free 24-hour phone bank center. Everything should be this free. Norwest Free Checking. Open your free account today.
We used to think if we could find the right office manager, things wouldn't be so frantic. Then we thought, we'll get new computers, that'll make it better. Well, we did, and they didn't. Then we found the right radio station.
Light Rock 105, Fargo Moorhead's best upbeat variety.
Tell me why that don't impress me much.
Light Rock 105.
It's the perfect radio station. Now if I could only find the perfect guy.
The local news coverage you expect from the news leader, including daily features, interviews, and complete weather-related announcements. Wake up with your news leader. First News on WDAY.
Tonight on WDAY News at 10.
He's young, but I just don't believe that his youth can excuse the conduct and the way he went about this crime. It was just senseless.
I'm Lisa Kroll. The push is on in Washington to lower fuel prices. Find out what North Dakota lawmakers are proposing.
Go fight, win! Go fight, win!
This is John Foster. If you think Class B basketball is intense, wait till you see the cheerleaders.
Those stories and more tonight on your news leader, WDAY News at 10.
The sentencing of Blaine Ellis, tonight at 10.
Welcome back to the Northwest Bank Halftime Report. Steve Pesci, the Hawley Nuggets, a nice 10-0 run to end the first half. How important was that to get this game to a one-point game?
It was super. I mean, that was very important. We're back in it now. We feel like, you know, we've gotten 25 or 26 shots up to their 16. We've had 10 more shots. We're starting to create some turnovers. Defensively, I think we're starting to wear on them. We just cannot get real complacent and standing around in the zone. We got to do a better job of attacking, getting into seams. On our press, our back people can't come up so quick. We need to let them come to it and panic. So I think we're in pretty good shape. We're right back in it now, and we'll be hungry. So we're poised to make a run here.
Thanks very much, Steve. 16 minutes left. You are watching the conclusion of the Northwest Bank Halftime Report, brought to you by Northwest Banks. To the nth degree, Northwest, Steve and Rex, we're going to the second half.
Yes, we are, Dan. We can't wait for it to get started. Take another look back at our Grove Studio keys to the game tonight. For the Hawley Nuggets, attacking the zone, which they started to do a little more in the later part of the half. Rebound, 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 and the Horses need to step up, which they have done fairly well. Andrew Passanante with 5, DJ Butler with 8. Andy Cox with 4 first half points. For Laporte, they need to rebound as well, continue to play good defense and stay out of foul trouble, which they have done so far. No one on the Laporte side of things has more than one personal foul with the exception of Brent Bessler, and he has 2.
Laporte's changed their zone to a 1-3-1. See if Hawley makes the adjustment out of what their philosophy is. This is a big possession for Laporte because they've led the whole way psychologically in the second half.
Step under move by Butler. A nice effort, but he comes up short. Trying to draw a foul on Justin Bessler. We continue to see how smart he is defensively. Laporte, as we see here, nothing from the floor in the last 5 minutes, 9 seconds. And now the first turnover of the half goes on the ledger of the Wildcats.
That's about the third time that whoever the Port player has taken the ball to the baseline and come to a jump stop in the 3-second lane. That's really no man's land down there. You got to deliver in a quick hurry.
Baker bounce pass knocked away. That's a long pass to get through in the baseline with all, through the lane with all those long arms in there, Rex.
That little zone switch changed it up a little bit for Hawley. That's his first touch in a long time.
Justin Bessler from about 15 feet, contested by Passanante. He comes up short. Butler brings it back the other way. And the Nuggets will set it up again. Passanante wheels inside, finds Cox from 15. Back to Baker, takes it to the lane, and an offensive foul will be called.
Cox passed up a shot there I'm sure he should have taken. He was far enough away from the big guy that it wasn't going to get blocked. He just passed it up. There's no doubt about this.
You know, Justin Bessler's big enough. I don't think that blow would have knocked him over necessarily, but knows how to play the game, that's for sure. The first foul of the half against Hawley. Zoffman now, a tough off-balance shot. No good. Bessler with the inside position.
Well, if you aren't going to pass it to me, I'll shoot you a missed shot.
Carlson thinks about the three, then tries it and hits it. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game. And now Carlson does about the worst possible thing he could have done after making that shot.
That was 89.5 feet from the other bucket. He was hustling, though. Don't want to criticize me, just hustling. He got out of control a little bit.
Coming up after tonight's game, we hope you'll stay around for WDAY News. Normally we say WDAY News at 10, but we're going to be a little bit later than that tonight. Justin Bessler's shot rims out. The ball's knocked out of bounds off the hands of Brett Bessler. He'll go back to the Hawley Nuggets, and they've got a chance to take a lead. And Rex, I don't remember for sure, but I don't know that the Nuggets led this game at all tonight.
I don't think so.
If they have, it's been a long time. Safe to say that much anyway, and they've got that chance now. Quickly to Carlson, look for the three.
He hit some big threes last night, didn't he?
He did. Now, tough low post pass to Andy Cox, and an even tougher pass coming back out. Not sure if Cox may have been in danger of stepping out of bounds there, but at any rate, it goes back over to Laporte, and the Nuggets miss a chance to take a lead.
Hawley had some good luck with a 2-2-1 press. They're out of it now. Now the big guy touched the ball.
Far side off the glass for Mark Bessler. His 8th point of the game.
They had some success with that press. They've gone out of it for a while. Laporte didn't bring anybody to the middle, and that's where Hawley got the turnover. So we probably could expect them to come back to that. Hawley's got to adjust to this 1-3-1 zone, though.
Bounce pass, frees up Passanante in the corner. His three is no good. Kicks out long, and that's Mark Bessler.
They should understand the philosophy of it.
Excuse me, Dave Zoffman with the rebound.
That's what Waubun used all the time.
Now Grahams floats on the baseline. That shot comes up short. Justin Bessler inside for two.
Good hands, strong hands.
He's now got 12 points, and it's back to a 4-point Laporte lead. And after working so hard, the Nuggets got it to a tie ball game. Now it's back up to 4. An important possession for Hawley.
Travel.
Baker tried to get off a three, but took an extra step in doing so. Turnover gives it back to Laporte. We'll take a timeout on the floor with 4:05 to play in the third quarter. A 4-point Laporte Wildcat lead.
Are you looking for the pickup of the day? You can pick out a date or the snow in your state. Pick a cartoon from July to June. You can pick out a house or pick out a mouse. You can pick out a car or look for a star. You can pick out a show or save yourself dough. You can pick out some deals or pick out some wheels. There's only one source that can do it this way. Just pick up the form at newsstands today. Because when you pick up, we deliver every day.
Since 1948, Mickelson Body Shop has been there to take care of all the dings and dents of life. Drive in and get an estimate and see how Mickelson Body Shop can straighten you out. Auto body and laser frame repair, windshield and glass replacement, wheel alignment, collision repair, and painting. Let their professionals take care of your auto body repairs. If you smash it locally, fix it locally at Mickelson Body Shop, downtown Hawley. Boy, does Burns Motor in Hawley have trucks and cars too. Burns Motor has the new Ford Focus, named Car of the Year by Automobile Magazine. The sleek European styling and powerful Z-Tech engine will get you around town with performance and style. On your way to the lakes, stop in and look over their selection of new and used vehicles. For sales and service, it's Burns Motor in Hawley. Large enough to serve you, but small enough to care. Burns Motor on Highway 10, Hawley.
A lot of us bringing greetings to you at home tonight. Little cutie at the Memorial Hall Fieldhouse tonight. After the game, we'll select a Norwest Banks player of the game. The Laporte Wildcats have scored 6 of the first 9 points here in the second half, and they have a 28-24 lead. They have scored the last 4 of this ball game. The Laporte Wildcats are coached by Joel White, and well, we'll tell you a little bit more about Coach White in a minute because DJ Buehler is looking for a 3, and he's got it. That's his third 3-point goal of the game. He's now got 11 points, and it's back to a 1-point game.
Well, they're back in that. They were in that 2-2-1 press again. Laporte still didn't bring anybody to the middle. Great hands.
Jed Carlson trying to help on the low block against Justin Bessler. And he knocked the ball away, but got a piece of Justin Bessler's hand.
See what kind of out-of-bounds play they run here for the big guy. Step in there.
Zothman, fadeaway, tough shot. And the foul call underneath against Laporte.
I think that's his first foul, the big guy.
Justin Bessler picks up the foul.
Looks like it could be a second one.
Second personal foul of the game. He had 1 in the first half. That's the first foul for the Laporte team here in the second half. Well, Cox has an opening in that low block, Rex. They didn't give it to him that time.
No, there's...
Passanante's floater won't go.
The way Laporte's playing the zone, the 2 blocks are open. The low guy's got to decide who to cover.
Jess Stout working on the defense.
Ooh, tough pass
pressuring
there.
Jared Graham. Now inside, Bessler gets the handle.
There
Baseline turnaround is good.
Hawley's got to hit the outside shot, and Laporte's got to get it to him.
Quickly to Passanante on the baseline. Shooters roll. Now we got some basketball going on, Rex.
Need somebody in the middle, Laporte.
Knocked away, almost a turnover. Now it is, and now it's a foul as well. Rex, it seems like whenever Steve Paschy's team really forces the matter when the Wildcats bring the ball up the floor, they're getting some good things to happen with the guy cheating over off of his man or maybe trying to do a little bit of a trapping defense, yet we don't see that on a consistent basis. No. Is that because the offense on one end isn't allowing those kind of strategies?
It's that and Laporte just isn't quite patient enough against the press. Laporte switched personnel, and now they went to a 2-3 zone. Evidently, the new boy that came in does not fit into a 1-3-1 idea. Here's Hawley, though. They're going to trap here pretty soon. They're going to cheek right there.
Ball over to Chris White now, trying to work inside. Nowhere to go. Now Bessler gets the handle at the high post. Over to White. He'll eye up the 3. Misses it all. There's some contact on the baseline. And in fact, the trash dumpster gets the worst punishment of everyone on that. And Justin Bessler may have picked up a foul. No, they're just going to say it's Hawley basketball.
Oh, he could have turned an ankle on that baby.
Well, the water cooler, the trash bin, and it looked like a chair all bore the brunt of that trip into the out-of-bounds area by Justin Bessler.
Laporte looks just a little bit sluggish. I don't know if those flu rumors were true or not, but if they were, maybe that's one of the reasons for it.
30-29 in favor of Laporte. We've got 1:57 to go in the third quarter. Buehler thought about the 3. The defense is good by Grams.
Hawley really isn't looking to put the ball inside the paint at all.
Stout will try the 3, no good. Cox is there for the board, swatted at by Grams. Nice defense, and he gets a steal.
That was a nice job.
There's a trick to swatting away in there and not getting any contact, Rex, and that time Jared Grams did it very well. Now Chris White, the floater, that's good. His first 2 points of the ball game, and it's a 32-29 Laporte lead. Buehler kicks out to Jed Carlson, thought about it. Good defense that time by Dave Zothman. Passanante. It's got to be somebody open somewhere, he thinks. Takes it to the lane, kicks it to Carlson. The leaner, no. The foul will be called.
It's easy to say, but you just don't foul jump shooters, especially when they're off balance. There he goes on a little penetration. Wasn't much of a bump, but it did affect the shot.
First free throw of the night by Carlson is up and good. That's just the second free throw that the Nuggets have shot tonight. He'll get a chance to make it a one-point game again.
That's
He's
because
averaging
they really
7
haven't
points.
attacked the basket. They've been pulling up at about 10 feet. That's probably why they haven't got a lot of fouls.
Second free throw no good, and it's a 2-point Laporte lead with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bessler wheels in the lane, leans, and gets the bucket to go, and he's fouled.
That's a pretty nice move for the big guy. He kept that pivot foot down. Nice little step over, a little hang time, and a little touch.
Well, Joel White says that this is a very coachable team, and you can certainly see that on the floor. They do a lot of little things right.
And they got a soft rim down there.
Free throw is good. Bessler 3 of 3 from the line tonight. He's got 17 points now on the evening. It's 35-30 in favor of Laporte. Quick pass back out from Peterson. Passanante blocked by Bessler. And the rebounder, the carom goes to Jared Grahams, but Passanante laying in wait. Now the quick pass up the floor, and Butler finds himself alone. Andrew Passanante just lured the shot.
Those are mo killers or mo makers, one or the other.
Now with 11 seconds to play, Laporte will get the last shot. Chris White kicks it back over to Dave Zothman inside. Bessler inside.
Oh, he got the foul. Right at the horn.
And a foul will be called on Andrew Passanante. And the Hawley bench is screaming for a traveling violation on Bessler as he made that baseline move. Boy, that was a tough way to end the quarter for Hawley.
See what we got here.
The officials will rule that that was on the floor. Bessler was not in the act of shooting. If I'm any good at reading lips and gyrations from the officials. And that will be that for the third quarter.
That's a tough call.
It's a 3-point lead for Laporte. We'll be back for the final 8 minutes. Laporte will take a 3-point lead into the floor.
Did you know more people choose Napa Auto Parts time and time again? Now maybe it's Napa's competitive prices on over 200,000 quality Napa products. Or maybe it's Napa's great service from the most qualified parts professionals. Or maybe it's Napa's 70-year reputation. Whatever the reason, we thank you for making Napa Auto Parts the #1 choice.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Did you know there's a cash machine near you? Now, get cash fast and easy with the convenient ATM cash machine at your nearby Stop and Go. It's not only easy, it's also safe, secure, and inside a well-lighted Stop and Go store. Anytime, 24 hours a day. So when you need cash, just remember your nearby safe, secure, designated Stop and Go ATM cash machine store.
Stop and Go.
Only Pella Windows offers the built-in roll screen, so you'll never have to hassle with your screens again. Pella, viewed to be the best.
Peterman Seeds of Hawley knows the seed business. They've been providing certified seed for 40 years. As a family-owned farm for 4 generations with North Dakota and Minnesota approved seed plants, they have seed variety knowledge farmers need. Also available at Peterman Seeds is the Thunder line of top-producing corn and soybean varieties, which were at or near the top in most test plots, providing customers with the best quality seed at comparative prices. That's Peterman Seeds, growing strong for 4 generations.
Joel White does not teach school during the day like many high school basketball coaches. He is a logger by trade. I called this school today and said, could I talk to the coach? And they said, no, he's out in the woods. And I didn't really know what to think of that. And they said, no, that's where he works. He's a logger. Let's go to Dan Ashworth, courtside reporter.
Joel White is the logger because Laporte is only 26 miles south of Bemidji, home of the Lumberjacks. About 100 people live in Laporte. One other note, they are the smallest school in the district. Back to X's and O's. Steve Pastanate says get more aggressive in the backcourt and just stay aggressive overall.
An aggressive move by DJ Butler, and he'll take it for the short jumper. Knocked away, but a foul will be called on Jared Grams.
What a nice jump shot down here for Laporte. Didn't go down, and Hawley ran an awful nice break that time.
Bueller did a nice job of pulling up and avoiding the,
no doubt about the foul,
the offensive foul, and a little bit of ball and a little bit of arm for Jared Grams, and DJ Butler will step to the line. He is an 86% free throw shooter. First one is up and good. Andrew Cox checking in now for Corey Peterson. Rex, how important is it for Hawley to get a lead here sometime instead of keep wasting the energy trying to catch up?
Well, if they ever got the lead, you might see a little different philosophy offensively. It'd be interesting to see if Hawley started sitting on it, if Laporte would come out of their zone defense.
Grams almost forced a turnover. They almost get it twice. Now it's a 3-on-1 for the Nuggets. Carlson underneath.
Well, there's your lead.
They'll whistle the foul before the ball went in the hoop, actually, and probably a very good foul. I did not see who collected that foul, Rex.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
It might have been Jared Grams. Anyway, underneath the hoop, here's another look at it. Boy, good things happen so often for Hawley when they're able to force that defensive pressure. Great bounce pass there, and that's where they'll call the foul, and it was on number 20, Jared Grams.
Yep.
We'll be back with more from the Cobber Fieldhouse after this.
Born free as the wind.
Some things were just meant to be free, like Norwest Free Checking. Now, even better. Norwest and Wells Fargo have teamed up to bring you free online banking and a free instant cash and check card. Everything should be this free. Norwest Free Checking. Open your free account today.
If you're looking for a nice community with great education and parks, definitely move to Moorhead.
The more you look at Moorhead, the better Moorhead looks.
At Vegan & Johnson Furniture downtown Hawley, you'll find super savings in every department. Quality furniture to spruce up any room in your home. Buy now and save during their March anniversary sale at Vegan & Johnson Furniture downtown Hawley.
Dana Mock, Kirsten Keeley, WDAY News at 10. We are your news leader.
When we have crowned a champion in Section 6A, we will also select a Norwest Banks Player of the Game. Hope you can stay with us for that. 35-34, Laporte has the lead, but Hawley trying to change all that. Ball is knocked away out of Andy Cox's hands, and the officials will say that it was Andy Cox's hand who touched it last. Andy Cox saying, of course, there was some contact. Where's the foul?
Laporte's got to handle the press, or they're in for a long fourth quarter. And they got to go with the big guy right now. If you're Laporte, you got to get at your big guy. And he's got to get open. Post in there, son.
Inside swipe taken. Bessler goes to the basket. Bessler goes for the rebound. Brent Bessler on the shot. Justin Bessler on the rebound. They will call a foul on the floor.
I think it's on 22.
Paul Baker will pick up the foul. Let's go over to Dan Ashworth.
An equipment change for number 14, DJ Butler for Hawley. He had a hole in his shoe, so Nate Tweeten says, hey, senior, why don't you wear my shoes? So Nate Tweeten's shoes are playing on DJ Butler's feet. Back to you guys.
Well, we'll see if DJ's blown out tire and the subsequent replacement tell the story as we head down the stretch. A foul whistled on the floor. Mark Bessler picks up the foul.
We've been stuck on this for a while, haven't we? 34-35.
You just get the sense that the Nugget fans are waiting for something to get on their feet about. If they could come up with a basket here, they might get that opportunity. They have tied the game. They have not been able to pull ahead here in the recent going. Butler to the baseline, finds the going tough, goes up strong and knocked away. Well, there were 4 guys on him. You think there might have been someone underneath to help her, or someone in the perimeter to help him out, but now a nice look underneath by Justin Bessler. Swatted away from number 22, Brent Bessler. Now there's a whole lot of scrambling going on, and Jed Carlson comes out of the pack with the basketball. 5:56 to play. It's a 1-point Laporte lead. Passanante gets, oh my goodness, gets Justin Bessler in the air, and Passanante got hammered. Justin Bessler came down, and Andrew Passanante's head went from 6 feet above the floor to about 2 feet above the floor in a hurry. Well, it wasn't Justin Bessler either. It looked like it might have been number 24, Mark Bessler. Anyway, one of the Besslers got Passanante, and a foul was whistled, and that's the 7th team foul.
Coach White from Laporte wanted traveling on that call, on that play. Replay might have indicated it was close to traveling before the foul took place. Well, it goes back to the same thing, Laporte. You got to handle the press. You got to get it to your big guy. And Hawley, you're doing fine. As long as they attack the baseline a little bit, make those 2 big guys honor you, then I think the outside people are going to have some decent looks.
One thing is sure, we're getting our money's worth from the Section 6A final. This one, it looks like, Rex, we're going to go down to the wire before we find out who will move on. Passanante's first free throw up and good.
At this point, I think you're going to be right, but there's always some spurts in here, and right now I don't know which team's going to spurt.
Andrew Passanante says, I'd be perfectly willing to start a spurt for the Nuggets. And Hawley has a 36-35 lead. And the defensive pressure is solid, and Laporte cannot find an interior person to throw the ball to. They've got to take a timeout. It'll be a 20.
I think they're kind of used to running their big guys out to get them set into the offense, and so they leave the guards kind of hung out to dry here. Hawley did play pretty good defense there. They jumped the the guys on the court and would not let him have the basketball. And the out-of-bounds guy had no choice but to either give the ball back to Hawley or call a timeout. At this juncture, only 1 down. Possessions are pretty precious. I guess a 20-second timeout was worth it. Hopefully, for their part, doesn't cost them late in the game.
The possession arrow pointing in favor of Laporte. We've got 5:51 to play.
That's dangerous.
Almost knocked out of bounds. How about the hustle by Jed Carlson?
Pretty good hustle.
The equipment bag pays the price.
They're not guarding the guy out of bounds. They're doubling the guys out on the court, and it's 3 against 2 down here, and the big guys aren't coming down to help.
Basketball's bouncing hither and yon over on the Nuggets sideline. Now DJ Buehler looking for the steal and gets one. If he's quick, he'll have a shot, and he won't. And now DJ Buehler has a few remarks for Jared Grams. Picked him at half court, and Grams decided not to allow the basket.
Well, that was a good play. There's no reason for that. Make him go to the line.
The Nuggets with an opportunity to take now a 3-point lead. Buehler 3 of 3 from the line tonight. He's averaging 14 points a game on the season. He's got 14 right now. And he'll stay.
The foul saved the point, so 2-point score by the post, tie it up. So it was a good play. But Laporte's just having a terrible time now handling the basketball.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Our friends in the truck correcting the guy on the play-by-play tonight, seeing DJ Buehler has 17 points now on the night. Now Jed Carlson controls the out of bounds. Thought about pushing the matter, but decides he'll walk it up and get a good look. 5:14 to play. This is the Nuggets' biggest lead of the night. Ball knocked away. Nice defense by Laporte, and a foul will be called on Paul Baker. That's his 4th foul of the night, number 7 on the Hawley Nuggets, and that will send Dave Zothman to the line. He'll shoot the 1-and-1.
Everybody's getting a little excited right here now as far as players are concerned.
Well, Zothman's first free throw, no good. Buehler skies for the rebound.
3-on-1.
Now finds Baker underneath.
Whoa, great
swatted
stop.
away nicely. Dave Zothman recovering quickly.
That's a great stop. All right.
Baker might have been looking for the jump stop.
Look at this out of nowhere.
Buehler feeling it.
Well, you got to go to your big guy, Laporte. There he is.
Muscles up, tipped away. The Nuggets got the miss they were looking for, but Jared Grams is open. Weak side follow. Knocked away. Brent Bessler had a shot. Excuse me, Mark Bessler had a shot. That won't go. Finally controlled by Hawley on the baseline, and Paul Baker ended up taking a tumble, and they'll walk to the other end for free throws.
That was a tough exchange for Laporte. They had got 3 opportunities, I think, from about 4 feet.
The Nuggets again with an opportunity to push that lead to 3 or 4 points this trip down the floor. Baker, a 76% free throw shooter. First one is up and good. Make it 2 in a row for Paul Baker. It's a 39-35 lead. Laporte will try to push it now. Andy Cox with the swat on Dave Zothman, but the officials say there was contact. Boy, a nice strong move by Zothman. Aggressive with the left hand delivery.
Oh yeah, that's a tough call. That's a foul. It's a good drive. But I tell you what, Laporte got lucky because they're lobbing the out of bounds against the press, and the player is catching it in bad position. Hawley's about ready to draw a charge on that thing.
Zothman's first free throw was up and good. Looked like the contact that time wasn't on the hand that blocked the shot. It was by the left hand of Andy Cox that made some contact with the body heading in. Zothman 2 for 2 on this trip. It's 39-37 Hawley. 4:23 to play We've got a dandy at Concordia College tonight. Glad you're with us for the finish of the Section 6A final. Carlson in trouble now, swatted away. And down to the floor, jump ball. The possession arrow favors Laporte.
So yeah, we're going to get another lob here, and that's tough. Okay, they did it better that time, but you lob in the middle, you're inviting a charge. Where's the big guy? There he is. Nice dump down.
Shots too strong. Brent Bessler with the weak side rebound. Now Zoffman picks it up, gives it back to Grams. He'll try to reset. Passanante working hard to deny Justin Bessler inside. Shot goes up, no good by Mark Bessler. The Nuggets with possession and a 2-point lead with 3:36 to play. Long cross-court pass, too tall for Paul Baker. The Nuggets have had some chances, Rex, to put some distance between themselves and the Wildcats.
The last two possessions haven't been real good for Hawley.
The right idea, moving it around that matchup zone.
The last time Laporte had the ball, Hawley, but they're kind of switching on that cross screen. We had a nice free throw jumper, but it didn't go down.
Chris White into the game now, number 10 for Laporte.
There's
inside, Justin Bessler gathers and scores.
Well, I think they know where their meat and potatoes are. They got to get it to them. Because every possession from here on in is more precious than it ever been.
With 3:05 to go, we start anew. It's 39-39. Paul Baker, the long three. His first three of the game, and now a turnover.
There it is.
Hudler pulls up. A quick 5 points by the Hawley Nuggets. They've got a 5-point lead with 2:48 to play. We'll be back for the final 2:48 after this.
Look for Pizza Corner Pizza in the freezer case of your nearest grocery store and pick out your favorite. Pizza Corner's vacuum fresh packaging is the reason why Pizza Corner Pizza is the best tasting frozen pizza. With large amounts of quality toppings, Pizza Corner Pizza makes a great tasting meal when you're in a hurry. When you serve Pizza Corner Pizza, your kids will say, it's so good. Look for Pizza Corner Pizza at your grocery store or order it at your favorite tavern.
Gateway Building Systems. Their name says it all. They build systems. From multiple-story commercial elevators to smaller-scale farm bins. Gateway offers expert installation of grain dryers, bin floors, and grain handling leg systems, specifically designed for your needs. And when you go with Gateway for implement storage and other ag structures, you'll get the rugged durability and good looks of Lester and Butler pre-engineered buildings. Gateway Building Systems. Thoughtful design, quality materials, and reliable workmanship. Call Gateway today.
Has to step here. Okay. We look for this. Then Paul, you can slide backside.
You want me to stay up here?
You're going to stay up here to keep that guard occupied. Look, we get to a 7-point lead. If we get to a 7-point lead here now, and there's 2 minutes left, we're pulling that sucker out. We're pulling it out. You'll be high. In the middle. You'll be middle. You'll be high. You're sliding down. Listen. Listen, no. You're down. The next jump is ours. We got 3 timeouts. Here and here. Boys, go! Get the jumping! All right, together. 1, 2, 3. Get up,
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Laporte does if they score, what kind of defense they go into. They get out of their zone.
Nice work by our camera guys again. You heard Steve Pashy talking positively about getting that 7-point lead. Carlson thought about reaching around and knocking it away. He did not. Laporte with the ball. Down 5 with 2:39 to play. They are 21 wins and 4 losses on the season. They have never been to state. Brent Bessler cannot find the handle. And now the Hawley Nuggets have a chance to make it a 7 or an 8-point game.
Well, let's see what Laporte does. Now they're going man finally.
Maybe the Laporte Wildcats are thinking about never having been to state. 19 turnovers tonight. Just not able to take very good care of that basketball, especially here in the second half. Now Steve Paschy says, I'm not liking the way this offensive set is coming together. We'll talk about it again. Rex, you're Steve Paschy. What are you telling your guys right now? You got the ball and you've got a 5-point lead.
Well, I don't know what exactly how he feels about this circumstance. If I was in this circumstance, we'd put the ball in the cooler and go for what I call crips. We'd shoot layups only. We would open the floor up, whatever our delay game was. We'd keep looking to the basket, and we'd keep attacking the basket, but unless it's a power layup in the paint, it's coming back out.
We're going to go to the Hawley huddle now.
Yo-yo here, we can't. Okay, we're looking to release here. Or, if we can't get it swung, just screen down, okay? Okay. One thing that we'll want to do, and we haven't done it too much, but if Andy steps out to get the ball, okay, we go to him, both of you guys, go. Both of you guys step, because we got 4 guys occupied. Understand, we do not have to score here. Okay, we can milk clock. The other thing, we're going to be double bonus, so all your passes are short and crisp, and we're going to knock down those because we need 2 every time. Okay, shoot them with confidence. Play good defense without fouling. We give them 1 shot, and we're patient on the offensive end. We got 2 full. Okay, close the deal. Get it done. Together. 1, 2, 3. Together.
Laporte, the #1 seed from the east half of 6A basketball. The Hawley Nuggets, the #3 seed from the west half.
Well, Hawley's going to be cautious with the ball. They're going to attack the basket, it looks like. They got a high post set. People cutting down. If Cox steps out, they're going to run 2 burns on the backside and then come back to the top.
Buehler, nice keeping the dribble alive. Now the double team comes.
The diagonal's there.
And it looks like this one will be decided at the charity stripe. The Hawley Nuggets, a 65% free throw shooting team on the year.
Be interesting if Hawley comes out and presses after these free throws, or if they're going to let them bring the ball up.
Rex, what would you like to see if you're a Nuggets fan? Do you want to see them continue that pressure? Or?
Oh, I think I wouldn't deny the ball so hard. I think I'd just play a soft press to keep the clock running, keep the offense in front of you, and make them earn it. Because if you press hard, sometimes you break down, you give up the cheap one. There's no sense giving up the cheap one.
First free throw is good. Second one, no good.
Well,
Justin Bessler with the board.
2-possession game.
Chris White nearly lost it out of bounds. Now finds Zoffman on the baseline. The lefty's no good. Justin Bessler crashes. DJ Buehler got a piece of the shot. Now Justin Bessler gets the ball underneath. He goes up and he's fouled by Andy Cox. Well, excuse me, that'll go on Andrew Passanante.
A lot of scrambling going on, a lot of tipping. Big guy got the ball. Yeah, that's foul.
On the floor, I believe they're going to say that we are shooting. Well, they are in the double bonus. 2 shots either way right now. First free throw up and good by Bessler. 4 of 4 from the line tonight. He has not disappointed tonight. Looking for his 21st point of the ball game, and he gets it.
Full court by Laporte. Tough matchup here. The big guy on Passanante. That's a tough matchup.
That's what happens with athletic guys that can bring the ball up the court. Passanante drives, avoids the contact with the defender, lays it out to Jed Carlson, and one.
There he dumped it off. Yep. Good call, good call.
It's now a 6-point lead. And Jed Carlson has a chance to push the lead to 7. And he does. 48-41 Hawley. A minute 26 to play. Looked like they were doing just what you thought they might, Rex. A little token pressure. Justin Bessler spins, can't get it to fall, but gets his own miss and scores. Swatted away from behind by Chris White, gets the steal.
Get a good shot now if you're Laporte.
Zossman will try the 3.
Oh, you never foul a three-point shooter. Woo! Got a little excited. It's hard to hold back.
Steve Paschy says, I can't believe what I just saw.
Well,
DJ Buehler looking for the block.
Because here it is. Oh, tough. Paschy, you don't have any gray hair yet. I can't figure that out.
Zoffman to the line, and he will shoot 3.
1.
First one's good. He is a 69% free throw shooter. He's got 2 more coming. It could be a 48-46 ball game by the time he steps off the line.
Hawley might need to get reorganized here now if this is a 2-point game so everybody knows what's going on. And Laporte, I suspect, stay the way they are. There's 3.
Zoffman's free throw is good with just 58 seconds to play.
Oh,
and it's turned over again.
Timeout.
And all of a sudden, the Hawley Nuggets can't make their way past half court. You're coming back for the final 55 in a 2-point ball game.
Because of the education, because of the training, I was able to excel, whether it was programming, operating systems. It was fantastic.
Having a degree from NDSU is a major advantage.
Not only did I obtain a strong academic background, I was able to start a gene therapy company.
I've always been proud to be an NDSU graduate.
North Dakota State University, your major advantage.
So I told my boss, I like my job, but if I have to keep listening to that boring radio station, I'm going to have to give my notice. Guess what we listen to now?
Light Rock 105, Fargo Moorhead's best upbeat variety.
This kid, wild night. Let's go. Nothing's right, I'm told.
Light Rock 105, perfect at work.
Maybe next I'll try for a raise.
Good solid defensive stand, get around in the post, get good backside, and make sure you check out. Then, if they should score, make sure you get to your spots, and then we execute. It's all about execution now.
All we have to do is bring it up the floor. We don't have to beat them. Let's have good defensive stand.
All right. Let's go. Get her done. Composure. Let's do it with poise. Together. 1, 2, 3.
The Hawley Nuggets were in command. They were up 7 with a minute 20 to play. But 5 quick points by the Laporte Wildcats have made this one awfully interesting heading into the final 55.
Well, you know what? It's kids playing basketball. That's why it's high school basketball. You cannot criticize anybody that criticized the Hawley boy for the foul three-point shooter. They're sitting up in the stands doing it, and they're down on the floor. But if you remember in, I think it was the 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter, it was tied. Hawley hit a 3, stole an inbounds pass, and put it to 5. Now all of a sudden, the favor's been returned.
Jared Graham.
Here, if Laporte scores, what Hawley's strategy will be with a tie game. Laporte's having trouble getting a high low to the big guy because they're doubling him.
Jed Carlson got a piece of it. Now stolen away by Baker. Justin Bessler tried a tough baseline bounce pass. Now the Nuggets have the ball in a 2-point lead, and the Wildcats are going to have to decide who they want to set in the line.
Not him. He's been shooting pretty well.
Baker, by my count, 2 of 2 tonight. 76% on the year.
See, the big guy was doubled down there, and the backside post didn't flash up to the free throw line because that's empty. And if they don't cover him, he's got the shot, and if they cover him, they can dump it down. But that didn't happen, and that's why Laporte threw the ball away.
Paul Baker can give the Nuggets
he missed it.
A 3-point lead. And it will continue to be an opportunity for a 3-point lead.
He's been pretty good for the free throw line.
Second one, no good.
Well, last gasp here, boys. Here we go. What are we going to do? No timeouts left, probably. There's the deal.
Butler blocked from behind by Passanante. Gets his own miss. Turns it back inside, and he'll be fouled. And with 11 seconds to go, he'll go to the line with an opportunity to tie the ball game at 48.
Man, he had a power layup, and somebody must have done a number on that thing.
Andrew Passanante elevated.
Oh, nice job back on the defense there, keeping it alive. Passanante's all over the place.
But the long arms of
Definitely
Bessler.
A foul. It's good. Timeout, Hawley. Nice call, Coach.
Justin Bessler tonight from the line is now 6 of 6. He's
Sorry,
normally,
Steve, I get to coaching when we get late, so
that's
we're
all right.
interrupting each other here. Go ahead.
He's now 64% from the year, but he's been 100% tonight, and he'll need to be 100% on his next effort as well if the Wildcats hope to tie it up. Let's go to the huddle.
Right here, G. For me? Right there. I can't see you. Higher, or do we just want to get it in? Good cut. Yeah, don't. Get it in and flat. Yeah. Okay, listen up. Get it in. Just get it in and clear. We'll go 1-4 flat, let pace go. Okay? We'll go 1-4 flat. You're coming to slam. Okay? Who's inbounding the ball? DJ? You inbound. You inbound. Get the pace. Get a box out right here. Get a box out on the miss. All right? Let's go. Let's go, guys. Okay? Get it in. Let me get it. Yes. Get it in. All right, together. What do you think? Together.
Well, if they tie this thing, they're going to Passanante. They're going 1-4 flat and letting him go, provided he gets the basketball.
Buckle up, friends. We've got 11 to play. Nothing decided here at Memorial Hall. For the tie.
Looks pretty good.
And it is. Clutch free throw shooting by Bessler.
Here's
now
Passanante.
under 10. Passanante loses the handle. Butler with the long three. Cox.
No, I don't think so.
They're going to count it. The referees say it was good. Andy Cox, the rebound baseline bucket as the horn sounds. And the Hawley Nuggets are going to state for the first time since 1987.
We got to see that again, I hope.
The scoreboard in the second half. He had 4 points at halftime. He had 4 points with 3 seconds left on the clock. But now he has 6 points, and the Hawley Nuggets have a Section 6A title. And in the Laporte huddle, Joe White trying his best to console his players.
That's a tough huddle. That's a tough huddle right there.
They got exactly what they wanted. They got an off-balance three by DJ Butler. And it wasn't a bad shot. It kicked off, but Andy Cox found position on the left side of the glass The bucket is up and good as the horn sounds. It was bedlam behind us. Dan Ashworth is standing by with the victorious Steve Pashy.
Seconds left in this thing. Is it just your team just will never quit? Is that the type of guys you got out here?
It's just a ton of heart. You can just see it. Again, just kids stepping up, just out, giving us a spark in the first half. Just proud of the kids. I don't know. It's just a total group effort. Great staff. John Heinrichs, Marlon Keller. Just a lot of tightness with this group.
Steve, one final thing. You just mentioned it earlier. You took the shot 4 seconds earlier, but who cares? It worked out.
We'll take it.
Steve Pashy and the Hawley Nuggets are heading back to state. The 13-year history is over. They're 2 better than Laporte. Let's go back to Steve and Rexy.
Steve Pashy has said at times he's felt like pulling his hair out with the boys that have played. But he will be quick to add that in the last 6 weeks of the season, they have done everything he has asked and more. And in that 6 weeks, this Nugget team has come together, like Steve Pashy says, I didn't know if we ever would. And now he's standing on the sidelines watching his boys walk out to center court, picking up blue ribbons and gold medals, and soon they'll be hoisting the 6A championship trophy. And let's give a lot of credit to the Laporte Wildcats. Number 2 doesn't sound like much right now, but over time they'll look back on what has been an outstanding season. And Rex, when you're within 2-3 points and the game is decided as the horn sounds, you know either team had a shot at this one.
Well, you've had a shot. The big guy showed up big in the fourth quarter. He hit 2 free throws that are monumental to tie the game. And that's the way it is, you know. It's the bounce of the ball. You've got a super happy huddle on one side and a very sad one on the other side. And the reason it's sad is because it meant something to these kids. If they weren't sad or down about it, then all they were doing didn't mean anything. And you got to do things in life that are meaningful. And if you play this game right and give it all you got, then you know, they can walk away with a reasonably good feeling. In a few days, things will get a little better, and I know the sun will come up tomorrow for sure. That's an old saying, and it'll be better. But that's why they're sad. I'm glad they're sad because they laid it out here. If they would have been doing other things, then this wouldn't have been a very meaningful experience.
Well, and you have to appreciate the classy move by the Wildcats. Everyone congratulating a Hawley player. Andy Cox is our Norwest Banks player of the game. No, it wasn't probably his most glamorous night of offense, but the last 5 seconds and these moments after the game mean so much more. 6 points tonight, hit the game winner on the rebound bucket. The Hawley Nuggets are headed back to the state tournament. And now a moment of celebration. The players and the fans gathering at center court. So we have 2 champions in the books. Thanks for being with us tonight. For Rex Haugen, Dan Ashworth, and our entire technical crew, thanks for being with us tonight. Have a good evening, everyone. Nuggets were down 11 points to Laporte in the Section 6A championship, but they rallied down by just one at halftime, and they went on to win this game tonight, getting their first section title since 1987. Fourth quarter, Hawley's Jed Carlson scores off the Andrew Passanante feed. He's fouled. Nuggets by 7. Down 2, though, with just 11 seconds to go. Laporte's Justin Bessler makes 2 free throws. So we had a tied game. It was tied at... Loses the handle. Tied at 48. DJ Buehler had a 3-point shot for the win. It wouldn't go, but Andy Cox was there for the rebound bucket. It falls, and Hawley goes to the state tournament for the first time since 1987. 50-48 is the final score. And we're joined by one of the heroes of tonight's game, DJ Buehler, the guard for the Hawley Nuggets. DJ Buehler had 18 points tonight, 6 assists, and 6 steals tonight. DJ, you guys got down by 11 points early in that first half. I guess we're all set with a headset microphone there. What was the thought about your team? What were you guys thinking on the bench there, down 11 early?
Well, we didn't think they were going to come out and hit every shot in our face like they did right away, so we just thought if we kept playing the good defense and played really hard that we could come back.
How important was it to get it to just a 1-point deficit at halftime? You guys have made a run there late second quarter.
Well, we started to play better defense and push the ball up the floor, get the ball into the hands of our faster players and try to break them down a little bit.
It looked like one of the things that kind of kick-started your offense was the defense, giving them a little bit of hassle coming up the floor. Was that a strategy of yours, thinking that might start that offense?
I don't know about that. I think we all just knew we had to get the job done and force them to do something bad so we could pick up the pace and get our transition going.
How much fun is it to bring a state tournament appearance to the fans in Hawley? It's been 13 years, and I'm sure it seems like a lot longer than that. How much does that mean?
Oh, it means a lot. Me and the other seniors have all been playing together since we were in 5th grade, so we really rally around each other, and it's a lot of fun to play together, and especially when we win big games like tonight.
And it's a great lesson, too, isn't it? Andy Cox only had 4 points going into that final stretch, but he got the 2 biggest points of the night. He didn't get down about that, just found a way to contribute at the end.
Yeah, Andy had a tough time with that big Bessler on him, but he made the shot when it counted, so that's all that matters right now.
So what went through your mind when that shot went in?
I was checking to see how much time was left on the clock.
And it was running out. Well done. DJ, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
DJ Buehler, star guard for the Hawley Nuggets there, going back to state. 50-48, the final score in tonight's game out here at Concordia. Well, the Rosse girls had a tough go of it today in their first state tournament semifinal appearance. They took on Fosston today, and it didn't go well for Troy Davis's team. Troy Davis's club in the first quarter watches Fosston go on the break. Nicole Sunbaum finishes off the glass. Fosston out to a 15-3 lead. The Tigers would try to stay close. Brenna Raleigh drives and scores, and one coming after the conversion, but the Hounds lived up to their name today. Casey Francis hits the 15-footer, 31-12 at that point, and they go on to win it by a score of 75-47. Also tonight, Minnesota Valley Lutheran